Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at this month's legendary hero, and it is none other than the Tactician of Fire Emblem Awakening, Robin. So Robin here, I'm really happy and pretty excited to see his legendary version because this is the first male Robin alt that isn't attached to Grima in any way since his winter version back in 2017. Robin has a lot of alts, but most of them are Grimified, and the fact that we actually see Robin here, the real Robin, is pretty nice because, I mean, 2017, well, that's literally over 4 years ago since the last regular male Robin version came out. So, you know, I know the Grima alts have the name Robin attached to it, but it's not really Robin because he's being possessed, so it's like, you know, it's been so long, so it's pretty cool to see Robin here in his amazing tactician outfit here, and he is a green infantry mage, and he is a earth pair-up legendary. So it's the year of Robin. He's also getting his brave version, of course, coming up later this year, which I assume will have Levin Sword. I hope. I like Levin Sword a lot. It's one of the coolest weapons to use in the games, and Robin is definitely the most popular user of it, especially because he has it in Smash, of course. So I hope the Levin Sword comes on his brave version, because I know some people might be upset it's not on this legendary version here, but either way, you should be happy because this art is amazing and he has a really strong weapon. So let's get into it. Yeah, so here he is. So basically, Master's Tactics gives him -1 special cooldown at the start of turn. He grants Grand Strategy to unit and allies within 2 space for 1 turn. And if you don't know what Grand Strategy is, it is basically the effect that is the Unity effect that also gives you debuffs, so you can actually use the Unity effect. So we've seen this on Duo Chrom when he was the backpack on the Valentine's version. So he has this built into his weapon and he doesn't have to use it on a duo skill. And then he inflicts -4 to all stats on himself through his next action, and also inflicts -6 on the highest and second highest stats between attack, speed, defense, and res for each ally within 2 spaces through their next actions. Subtract 15 from attack when comparing this. So not only can he give the grand strategy to himself, he gives it to his allies, and also not just a simple -4, he also inflicts a -6 on the highest and second highest stat values between attack, speed, defense, and res. So that's pretty interesting. And at the start of turn, if he's alive, he inflicts -3 on the closest foes and foes within 3 spaces of those foes through the next action. So that's a really big range. I know -3 doesn't seem like a lot, but that's still going to help a lot with support and just taking out the other team. And at the start of combat, he's alive again. He inflicts -5 on the foe during combat, and foe can't make a follow-up attack. So tons of stat debuffs, not only for the opponent, but also for himself and his allies. So he's just going to power up all his allies. Now, you do have to keep in mind, this is not going to work with someone that has penalty neutralization in their weapon, or who was supported by someone like Bridal Feedorm who neutralizes penalties, because obviously all these penalties are going to be neutralized, so you can't really utilize it. But for most units, this is going to be very strong because it's going to make them strong, really strong with the debuffs and just having that Unity effect. And we all know how good Unity effect is, or can be, in the right situation. So Master Tactics is very strong, and then he comes with Ignis, which makes sense because Ignis is the skill the Grandmaster learns in Fire Emblem Awakening. It's pretty much Robin's signature skill, honestly. And then he comes with Part of the Plan, which is his PRF A skill. So this, if he's alive, he grants attack speed, res -8 on the foe, and grants all stats plus X during combat, X equaling the current penalty on each of unit stats. Example, or should I say penalty on, each unit stats times 2. Example, if unit has -7 attack, then it means it's attack plus 14, which means attack plus 7. So we've seen this before on Unity effects and stuff like Plegian weapons, so it's going to stack with the grand strategy. So Robin here is going to be able to have a lot of stats, so he's definitely a threat. You have to respect this guy because he might not have like damage reduction piercing or something like that, but just the sheer amount of stats. It's kind of like how you face legendary Marth, how you kind of have to respect him and not try to debuff him, because if you do debuff him, he's just going to get stronger. And the difference between legendary Marth is he actually does it to his allies, so you really have to watch out for this grand strategy effect because it's very strong. And he comes with Steel Attack 4, which gives even more attack debuffs on top of all the other debuffs he had, and also the guard effect, and Canto Control 3, and he's a second unit with it after Medius. So Robin here is pretty stacked. He's a very strong green mage for sure. He's kind of like legendary Marth, just a mage in a sense, with the Unity effect built into his weapon, basically having it twice, just having so much potential to stack the stats. So they call it grand strategy, but I'm going to call it grand STATegy because he's just got so much numbers going for him, and there's really no way to stop it if you think about it. I guess besides like Elamine, stopping the grand strategy from triggering, but like there's no staff or something to neutralize the foe's penalties, because usually you're doing that for yourself, right? You don't do it for the opponent. There's no staff that would actually stop this from happening or something. So Master's Tactic is definitely very strong, and I'm glad, like I said, that Robin is getting this version that's not attached to Grima. So that is Legendary Robin, and I did expect it to happen this year for sure. Robin is pretty much the most popular person up next for a Legendary version, so I'm glad they finally did it. And there he is with his Shepherd gang and Lucina, Legendary Lucina, and look at all those, just a clean plus $16 stats for just existing basically, and also tons of debuffs on that blue bow archer there. There's no way they're going to survive that. So yeah, destruction, and that is Legendary Robin. So let's look at the rest of the heroes on the banner. Yeah, so we have Brave Seliph, or not Brave Seliph, Legendary Seliph, Saros, Shira, Faye, Legendary Faye. We got Thor, we have Legendary Female Byleth, we have Elamine, we have Xander, Legendary Xander, Male Shez, Ascended Female Robin, his counterpart, and then Gregor. So this Legendary banner is actually not that stacked compared to a lot of the previous ones we've had, honestly. Obviously, if you're trying to merge these units, go for it, but you have to consider the rest of the pool, and if you actually want that unit, because in red we have Gregor, Seliph, it's not Brave Seliph, it's Legendary Seliph, the much worse version, and then we also have Male Shez. Male Shez is amazing, definitely an underrated sword unit for sure. He's definitely very good with his weapon, but at this point, a lot of people already have a sword of infantry they're invested in, with someone who's better, in my opinion, like Brave Marth, or recently with Alir. So there's a lot of sword of infantry options, but Gregor's also pretty good, but he's not like the best of the best, I'd say. I keep saying Brave Seliph. Legendary Seliph is needing for a remix for sure. And then for green, you have Thor, you got Legendary Xander, and you have Robin. And green's pretty good because Thor and Xander are very good units. Xander's pretty underrated, honestly. He can definitely catch you off guard sometimes. Thor is an amazing support unit in the Astra season, of course. And then Robin, we already went over him. He's an amazing green mage. So green might be the best color here. Next, you have blue. You got Legendary Female Byleth. You have Saros and Faye. Kind of lackluster. Legendary Female Byleth is still pretty good having that drive tempo, but at the same time, drive tempo is not as sought after compared to something like no follow-up or other supportive effects. And especially with her C skill kind of being out of, I say, losing some of its niche because of the Oath skills, the Oath 4 skills. But Legendary Female Byleth is still pretty good. Legendary Faye is all right. Infantry Dragon, she's okay. Life Unending is it can be annoying to deal with for sure, but she's not like the best dragon in the game. And Saros is an okay defense mythic, I'd say. So blue's kind of meh, and then colorless is actually pretty amazing. I guess the only dud here could be Ashira for a lot of competitive players, but Ashira still provides pretty decent fodder, and also is a decent mythic. She's not terrible. She can hit very hard with having that friend Blade Tome, and then Elamine, obviously one of the best mythics in the game, and then Ascended Robin, one of the best armors in the game, having that PRF A skill, even though she doesn't have a PRF weapon. She's still amazing as a near safe tank, one of the best near safe tanks in the game, and also having the Floret and also the Ascended Grima weapon. So the colors overall, I'd say green is the best, next being colorless, and then next being would it be green or red? I don't know. Probably red, because red has Oath 4, because Shez has Oath 4, right? I could be wrong. I know he has a Bulwark skill, but his fodder is pretty good. So I think I put red over blue, honestly, in terms of fodder. So yeah, that's how I'd rank it. Green is the best color, colorless next, red, and then blue. So that's Legendary banner. Kind of lackluster, like I said, compared to some of the previous ones we've had, but you could definitely get someone you want. And Robin's banner here lasts for about 2 weeks, so that's a decent amount of time to scrounge up orbs or just wait for the next spring banner that's revealed. I don't have the calendar memorized on top of my head, but I think it's going to be revealed before this banner ends, or a little bit after it ends, so I don't know. But either way, I'm going to be skipping it just to, like I said, to see what's on the spring banner, especially because of the inevitable spring Macallus, which is going to be hilarious. I hope they do it just for the memes, because his sisters obviously got it for the past 2 years, and the White Wings, so it'd be kind of disappointing if they leave out Macallus. It'd be super funny to see him, but it wouldn't be the first time if they don't do it. It wouldn't be the first time that they would, kind of drop the ball on a pattern. Throwback to last year where they didn't do Summer Chris, which I was really hoping for to complete the avatars, but they didn't do it. But hopefully Spring Macallus happens. But either way, spring banners, I do like those ones, so it should be pretty fun. But yeah, that is a Legendary Robin banner. Green Infantry Mage. He could have been, honestly, blue. He also could have been red, if you think about it, because he's more known for his lightning magic, I'd say, especially in Smash with Thor on an Arc Thunder. So he definitely could have been a blue infantry mage, but they made him green, which I think I like more because I feel like there's more blue threats than there are green ones, especially mages. I'm not sure. Could be wrong, but I think I like him being green. I mean, he is known for Elwyn too and Arc Fire, so he could have been red as well. But yeah, they definitely could have opted for blue, but I'm glad they went for green because his base version already is blue. So kind of nice to mix it up. But yeah, that's Legendary Robin. Pretty awesome Legendary Hero. Let me know what you guys think. And do you think that he's going to get the 11th sword for his Brave? I hope so, because that sword is pretty iconic for Robin here. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.